Alright, YouTube land, this is my first ever movie review. I'll probably be taken as a crappy a crappy movie review, but whatever. I'm not a professional movie reviewer. I say music because I'm thinking of my other channel, Music Art Critic, which I haven't really done too much on, but either way, the movie that I'm going to critique is The Last Airbender, which I just finished watching. As a standalone movie, it's an okay movie. It's got some good plot, some good character development. Well, not really development, but good character showing. And I found it enjoyable as a standalone movie. But as an adaptation of a cartoon, it can't hold up. I mean, there were some similarities in the plots, yes, which are sort of necessary in an adaptation, but it sort of lacked the whole mood and growth of the series, which did grow even only in the first season, which is what this movie is taking place in. A couple of issues that I had. The first issue, the biggest issue, was naming the main character Ong instead of Aang, or pronouncing his name. Every single time they said Ong, I just wanted to scream, Aang, it's Aang. Because they said it in the cartoon, Aang, about 1,000 times during the series. Aang. But apparently they decided to make it Ong. Another thing is that while I read that it was supposed to ground the characters, or at least ground the character of the brother, who they also pronounce differently. They seem to pronounce people's names differently, other than Katara. They pronounced her good. Zuko, the uncle, whom they made younger, which I don't like. And they didn't give Zuko as much of a prominent scar, which sort of probably was going into the more realistic, even though this is a fantasy thing. Fantasy/mythology series. But, the one thing, I like the fact that they actually used Appa and Momo, even though I don't think they actually said Momo in the movie. But, I mean, they didn't give, the brother, I can't remember his name, Sokka, who they named Sokka, or Sokka. It was less Sokka than Sokka. But Sokka, they gave him, I guess, more grounding, even though he was supposed to be the comedic relief in the movie, or in the cartoon, in the movie. More like Aang was supposed to be the childish comedic relief. I'm probably going to edit this. Sokka was supposed to be the more adult comedic relief. But I know they said they were getting rid of the slapstick humor, but slapstick was part of the show. I mean, really. And I get they were supposed to make it a little bit more serious, but I mean, it's supposed to be comedic relief within the movie. And there were moments, like small moments, but there should have been more. And the fact that they didn't have character growth, their development. They had the characters that were there, but they didn't develop. You couldn't see them develop in the movie. You could sort of see Aang a little bit develop, but not really too much developing. It's sort of like Spark, I'm good, Spark, I accept it. Spark. I mean, they showed in like one or two scenes what takes like a few episodes. And I know it's compressed for time, but it should have been better. And it's probably way too long for just one movie, but I mean, like, too long a review. But they should have had Katara more strong, more confident and more outgoing. They should have had her more, and they left out one of the most prominent scenes, which was when the teacher of the waterbender tribe refused to teach Katara because she was a girl, and girls shouldn't practice firebending, girls shouldn't practice waterbending. And it was the whole thing where she went through the whole thing, and the whole relationship between the leader of the Northern Water Tribe and the Southern Water Tribe, which was her grandmother, I think. And the pendant, they forgot the pendant, I think. They left that out, which I didn't like. But I mean, they just left out so much that they should have kept in. And, I mean, I didn't think they were going to be too it said that they were flashy, but I mean, or in one of the reviews, but I thought it was okay. So you can get this, alright. They're sort of getting rid of some of the Nickelodeon feel to it, but I mean, one of the things that I thought was, there was just one point, that battle, where he was just going up the stairs, and where I thought the spikes of ice were shooting out, and I thought, they're kind of showing off now. It sort of stopped getting the plot development and more just showing off their cool special effects and slow motion fighting. But I mean, I guess you have to show what they can do, even though if you have your own world created, it should be just obvious, or not obvious, but it should be like not made just this is what it is. It should be like shown as everybody knows that this is what it is, and they don't have to brag about it or show it off. And I mean, the fighting sequences were pretty good, other than that last thing. And the thing is, another thing, which I thought that they just completely made crap, was the fact that he could actually, in this part, Aang could actually make himself go into the Avatar state, which they didn't really talk about too much in the movie, but in the TV series it's very important that Aang can go into the Avatar state, but he can't do it by himself, just make himself do it. It happens without his control, it's beyond his control. And part of the main thing of the series is him trying to control the Avatar state, which he doesn't do until the second season. I watched 2/3 of the series, and and final thing, because I'm going way too long. It's an okay thing as a standalone movie, but if you want to actually see the essence of the film, go watch the cartoon series. It'll save you a lot of money, unless you actually find, well, in the end, I guess. It might not save you too much money, but I mean, there's the 2 more movies that are coming out, so just buying the cartoon series by itself is probably going to be a better experience than watching the movies. Even, I mean, if you actually want to go for the original feel. If you want to watch them by themselves, go ahead. But, that's what I give it.